But it's not for you to denigrate an entire country because your country too has an heritage of being big thieves.
Yes.
You're a thief.
Okay.
The British Empire is built with stolen money across everywhere. So how can people that they build their empire with a lot of stolen money and the sweat of other people have the temerity to even come?
The British government has taken Nigeria for granted. And I talked about the Harris and his wife's visits to Nigeria the other day, which I actually not support the presidential, salute given to him. And I have seen a lot of comments in that video where people said we shouldn't drag this whole issue to Nigeria. Yeah, it is true that we don't have to drag them, and nobody is actually dragging them in the first place. We're only trying to say, no, you can't give this person a presidential salute and all of that because he is no longer a working royal. But the issue where the royal family are still concerned about him coming to Nigeria, despite the fact that he is no longer a working royal, speak volume. Let's keep banter aside and the failure of Nigerian leaders and governments. The truth is that those who have done really, really bad in the world when it comes to human rights, among many, are the Britain, because they abuse the human rights across the world, and they have done so much worse things in Africa compared to other nations of the world, even Africa themselves. But I don't want to even speak much. Let's listen to what Rufia said about a journalist who tried to banter Nigeria over human rights.
You got to hit them back and remind them of history. So these people are obviously pained that Harry and Meghan has a global appeal. And it's going to hurt them till they die. I can't help them. Harry and Meghan had a good visit in Nigeria. Like I said before, it's not everything Harry and Meghan does I support, but that visit was timely, was for a good cause.
Yes.
And these are right-wing media. So the first picture you showed was of the two guys from Talk TV. That's owned by Rupert Murdoch. GB News, very right-wing, not owned by Rupert Murdoch. Over the weekend, New Yorker, Daily Mail, and a couple of other media outlets too were even attacking individuals, as regards this. But I've got news for you. Britain has got its own problem. Let's go historically and talk about the disastrous things Britain has done around the world, apart from colonialism and slave trade. You ever heard of the famine of Bengal, where Britain deliberately ensured that close to 3 million people, over 3 million people starved to death? Is that a man's inhumanity to man? This is the same Britain that came here and stole from us, stole our artifacts, our historical materials and heritage. He had to take the fight of the likes of my dear sister Ore Ogunbi to fight them out there in Cambridge and some other Ivy League institutions. We have to bring some of these artifacts back, and they are still returning most of them as a result of shame. This is the same Britain that came to loot from the Benin Kingdom, Oba of Vurawe, looted his palace, Uli, Ajiboli. This is the same Britain that looted most of the diamonds and the golds out of India. It was said that India and China had about 45% of the world GDP prior to the 1700s. When the British Raj got in there, they looted them dry. In fact, the pearl on the crown the king is wearing today is still with a lot of stolen materials. So the British Empire is built with stolen money across everywhere. So how can people that they build their empire with a lot of stolen money and the sweat of other people have the temerity to even come? If you're having your eternal family feud with Harry and Meghan, leave these people alone. We all know they are not working royals.
Yeah.
They are not going to the capacity of working royals. But let them, do what they want to do to be able to help humanity. They have got the Archwell Foundation that is doing a lot for schools here. They've got the Victor's game going on and all of that. So let them be. You might not like them, but it's not for you to denigrate an entire country because your country too has an heritage of being big thieves.
Yes.
You're a thief.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I always drag the Nigerian government into such conversation is because if we don't give these people the leverage, they wouldn't have been able to be saying what they are saying. In as much as Rufai is right and whatever they are doing is actually totally wrong, let's not forget that colonialism ended 60 years ago. So it is to our responsibility to say no to some of the proposals and advice given to them. The reason why they call it piece of advice is because they give to you and it is your full responsibility to either take it or leave it. Nobody puts gun on your head and demanded that you must abide by the IMF and the World Bank loans and all of that. And let's not forget the Structural Adjustment Program in 1983 by 82 or 86 by IBB that time, as well as the devaluation of Nigerian Naira as of that time, which was the reason why Nigerian currency began to devaluate and the value continue to go down, and we stop production. Things that we ought to be doing and do better, we begin to go backward. From then till now, over 35 years now, and the economy of Nigeria, the development of Nigeria has reduced drastically. Why? Because we listen to these people. So the reason why I don't really blame them is because we actually give them the leverage. Do you get? So I think that Rufai is right, but then we also give them the platform to do what they are doing. What do you make of this? Let's have this conversation in the comment section. Thank you for watching.